So many people have goals that they set in their life. We can set goals for our own website as well. So it might be that we're selling a product. So maybe your goal is to sell X amount of a specific product or make X amount of money. Even if you're not selling anything on your site, we can also set up goals to track other things. So maybe you've just launched a new blog series and you want to get X number of visitors to your site throughout the longevity of that blog series. Maybe you are looking to increase the traffic that you get from social media sites. So your goal could be set to say you want to get referral traffic, or you want to get traffic into your site from specific social media sites. So let's have a look at how we can set up goals and then track those goals and see if we're achieving them.
So goals can really help us to track certain behavior or track the path that somebody takes through our website. And we can set goals up to capture different types of information. So in order to do this, we're going to set up a goal in one specific account, and then I'm going to switch to another one that has had goals set up for a while, so we can actually see how we then track and view the results of those goals. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is within an account, I'm going to go to the admin area. And then over on the views, you're going to have goals. So when you set up a goal, you can basically set up the goal and apply it to different views, or I could create a goal and just have it linked to one view. So I'm going to do, we've only got one, and that's for all website data. So we're going to go to goals and we're going to create a new goal. All right, so this goal is going to be set up for the Up Podcast website. And so the Up Podcast is, as it might sound, is a podcast, and people can go onto the website and listen to episodes. So in this scenario, I'm going to set up a goal that tracks the duration in terms of I want to consider a goal to be completed when somebody has listened, also when somebody has stayed on a page for at least 10 minutes. So in my mind, that shows that they've then listened to either all of a podcast, depending on if it's a shorter one, or at least a significant amount of a podcast. So when we set up the goal, we can see that we've got templates, and we've got different templates that we could use to sort of use that as a starting point. So the first one we've got revenue. So somebody's registered online, they've signed up for a class, scheduled an appointment. So it's giving us some examples. Acquisition, they've created an account, they've submitted or uploaded a file. So if I read through all of these options, there isn't anything that actually fits with what I want. I basically want somebody that's been on the website for a specific amount of time, a duration. So instead of the template, I'm going to do custom. I'm going to click continue. I'm going to give it a name. So I'm going to say user duration. You call it whatever you want, and then podcast listens, or whatever you want it to be. So you're going to see that you've got different goal slots, and you've got all the way up to 20. So you could have up to 20 different goals that you've set up in your Google Analytics account. It makes sense just to kind of set them up in order as you go, rather than me saying, no, I don't want to use number 1, I want to use number 20, unless you are going back around and trying to reuse, but that doesn't make much sense. Just stick with the order in which it goes. Now we can see that there is a type of duration. So it says example 5 minutes or more. You've also then got destinations, page screens. So in other words, I want to track somebody that's looked at least 5 pages. So I can see that, okay, there's somebody that's really invested or engaged or interested. And then events as well. Somebody played a specific video. So I'm going to pick duration as the type and continue. So now I want the duration is greater than, and I said 10 minutes. So if the duration is greater than 10 minutes, I'm going to consider that goal to have been met and for it to be successful. If I want to go ahead and assign a monetary value to this, so if I was doing something based on a Google AdWords campaign, I might assign a value to this if this goal is completed. For this, there is no monetary value, so we don't need to. Then what I could do is I can click verify this goal, and this shows that within the past 7 days, the data that is from the past 7 days, 9.52% there would be a conversion rate. So in other words, there would have been 9.52 in terms of the visits where somebody stayed and the duration was greater than 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this. So there we can see that we've got our goal set up. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to switch and I'm going to change back to my own, oh, not that one, I'm going to change back to my own account. And we can see there I've got quite a few different goals that are set up. So I've got different ones that are going to tell me different things. So if I then go back to Google Analytics out of the admin area, and we'll see there that we have a conversion section and we've got goals. So I can go ahead and I can look at the overview of the goals. This shows me how many goals have been complete. It shows the conversion rate, abandonment rate, so it shows lots of different information. If I wanted to look for a specific one, oh, there we go. So at the top here, it's got all goals. It's showing me all of the different goals that I have. I have a goal here that is for an online course visit for the Forms Pro course that I have. So this goal is basically saying if somebody goes to one of the specific pages on my website, are they going ahead and are they actually clicking on a link to take them to my Forms Pro landing page for where I sell the course. So this is showing me the location of where that goal was completed. So from these different pages, somebody clicked on a link to take them there. If I go back and I change it to the Google Analytics series subscription, so I have a goal that basically says when somebody comes to a page and then hopefully fills out a form that says they want to subscribe, the goal is completed when somebody actually lands on the subscription confirmed page. So in other words, somebody's then gone through the process and then actually filled out the form and landed on that page. Now with that one, I set up a funnel visualization to where this actually has a couple of steps to it. Let me just change the time frame. Let's go out a little bit. So now what I've got is I have the entrance is at the Google Analytics series page, which is my landing page where somebody hopefully will fill out the form. And then what I've got is I've said, okay, well, the goal will only be complete if somebody then proceeds on and lands on that subscription page, that confirmed subscription page. So somebody's actually gone through the process. So we can see there that out of that, 3 people actually exited that specific that goal, essentially didn't complete the goal, but I knew that they started, they just didn't go all the way through. So we have a 93.18% funnel conversion rate. Now if I go and actually look at this specific goal, and we can see how it's set up. So with this one, we have the goal is a type for a destination. I basically want to see, well, where are they going to be ending up? And what I've said is the destination equals this URL. And then what I've done is I've said, turn on the funnel. And then we're able to actually put steps in that funnel. So for me, the first step is basically to land on the Google Analytics series page. So that's the first step, but the end goal is the destination of this page. So that's how we end up getting that funnel, is by turning it on, but then setting as many steps as needed. So you might have a process where you've set up, you've got a page that's all about a new product or a new service. And then when somebody clicks on that, they might download a white paper, and then from there they might click on a link and then end up on a page and then fill out the form and so on. So you can have 2 or 3 steps that you want someone to go through that would take them to that end goal of completing at the final destination. So hopefully that gives you a couple of different ideas in which how you can set up those goals. We'll also be looking at goals in a future episode where we'll combine goals with events. So we'll look at that a little bit further down the line. But for now, you can go ahead and start setting up some goals, getting some ideas. Go ahead and leave some comments below. Let me know what sort of goals you think you might be setting up.
Hi, I'm Megan Walker. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and that you learned something from it. If you don't want to miss out on any other content, you can go ahead and click on my face below to subscribe. And if you want to watch the next video, you can do that by clicking over here and go ahead and get started. Thanks again.